weird dude with the weird eyes who knew too much.
The dude who's like, no, the guy who's like, you will one day ripen, and I'm excited.
I'm glad I was able to get the recording up as soon as you said that. That's great. I love that.
He's like, yes, go help your friend. And he's like, I will help you help your friend, and was really creepy about it, but didn't really cuff us like he said he would. And he's like, this is my city, and I want to see you bloom, and we kind of ignored him and left.
And we're skipping town.
Yeah. What happens in Cho'Gath stays in Cho'Gath. Also, I accidentally released worms again, so he's like, I'll hunt them down, and I'm not exactly sure if he did or not.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the worst he could do?
No, it was an accident, guys. I was dying.
That's okay.
I took lightning to the chest. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So good job, you got your inspiration.
Yay.
Alright, and we start off at the same point where we left last time. You guys are in the wide alleyway / street where you did battle. The sign of Kana spells on the ground are still very much visible as traces of black permeate the streets. The rain pours down heavily, although not exactly a storm, as you're all standing there. What do you do?
I'm just gonna like scratch the back of his head. Should I wait? We should probably just go.
Like leave town?
I'd rather do that.
Please.
Yeah, let's head out of here.
Guy's really fucking creepy. Can we just leave?
Yeah.
Also, I think you might need better friends.
Yeah, he seems to have a weird situation going on with them.
Like, your one friend, she's learned how to control her anger, first of all.
Really? That's
Yeah, it's not healthy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
She's really pent up, like... I was just, she asked me a question, and I responded, and, like, she kind of immediately went from her throat.
Yeah, she does that.
You should have friends that treat you well, Andre.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh. Well, they kind of suck now.
I realize that.
So, like, friends don't murder each other. That's why I haven't murdered you.
Yeah, you threatened to, but I mean...
Yeah, but
I can't
didn't.
talk right now. So...
I didn't, though. Alright, let's just get out of here.
Let's get out of the rain as well.
Oh, is it raining?
Or, like, the water area. I don't know. The street we're in.
It is indeed raining.
Then it's the rain. Let's get out of that.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, and you're ready for out of town?
Do we still have our horse or wagon?
Do we have a cart?
Where do you think they are?
Where did they take, like, prison? Just a prison complex, the barracks, that type thing.
Let's just act like we know what we're doing. Just walk up and grab it.
Are we... But, like, are we free to do that? Or...
I don't know. We're in the street right now. No one's done anything.
Honestly, we should just try and then get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it with enough confidence and no one will ask you any questions.
Yeah, that sounds simple.
It's surprisingly effective.
Right, so you head towards the barracks to try and find your cart and horse, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. You make your way over there, and as you go down the street, you start seeing actually people. During your entire battle, there wasn't anybody besides Thamus, obviously, that was just spectating or looking at you. But as you round a corner, you see a couple guards. One of them looks towards you and seems to mutter something to himself, but doesn't move or anything to apprehend or capture you. He just looks at you as you pass along. There's surprisingly not a lot of villagers or citizens out on the street right now. Perhaps one could attribute that to rain, but usually just a little bit of rain wouldn't get in the way of good profit for merchants. There might be something more going on. So you keep heading towards the barracks where you were held. After a few minutes, you start hearing one set of footsteps behind you start to trail off somewhat. Looking behind you, you see Mr. Minotaur holding his right eye, where he's wounded and where the light usually comes out of it. He seems disoriented.
Is it your eye again, buddy? I don't got any spells to help you out.
He doesn't really seem to understand what you're saying to him, or at least doesn't answer back immediately. He kind of just keeps pressing with one of his hands on the eye as the light starts to peer through the hand itself. Not through, like, finger cracks, but through the hand itself.
Oh, hey, watch where you're pointing that.
Do you do anything?
I don't know what to do. I don't got any spells.
Do I have spells?
I used everything I had. One of them was
I
healing.
did not.
Well, two of them were
How do spells hurt people? So
I mean, I do have healing spells still.
something gonna help here?
It didn't help last night. Yeah, that just helps wounds and stuff. That isn't necessarily a wound.
his eye shining through the thing that's covering it.
Yes. As you're debating this amongst yourself, it almost seems like the light itself is expanding, and you see a small trace going down his eye and upon his cheek, almost like a tear, but definitely not one. It's almost like the fissure on his eye is expanding. And in that fissure, light does indeed come through, unblocked by the hand, and it is very bright.
Is there anyone else around?
Currently, there's one of the guard, indeed the one that you just passed just a few minutes ago, that's looking at you very curious. He doesn't seem to fully understand what's going on and is a bit scared. He's not moving towards you at this point.
This is fine. I'm saying this to the guard.
He looks at you and nods, uncertain. He looks around to try and see if there's any other guards nearby. After a while, he looks to his left, further down into a alleyway, and seems to be reassured somewhat.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do in this situation. We haven't really... The last time we dealt with it, we were in, like, a room.
Maybe we should go in the alleyway?
Yeah, maybe we should get somewhere there's less people. And let the Minotaur can sit down for a minute. I don't know if there's anything we can necessarily do about it, though.
I can try dispelling. See if there's anything to dispel.
Try.
Okay. By the way, we're still, like, really beat up after this fight, right?
You really are. Like, maybe
The shirt probably has a hole right in the center.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Well,
like, you're probably
well.
still, like, smoking.
Yeah.
I'm still
okay.
freezing to death.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll cast Dispel Magic on the
Alright.
Minotaur.
As you get closer, the light shines upon you, and you take 6 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Yeah, I rolled max. You take 6 points of damage as the light shines upon you, and the worms that are part of you just wriggle out once more. You
Oh,
see
I forgot I have temp. Okay.
evaporating from you.
Oh wait, no, I dispelled that, so never mind.
Yep.
There is no temp.
Through it all, though, you grit your teeth and you go and cast Dispel Magic. At what level?
I only have at 3rd level.
Okay, so you cast it at 3rd level. As your energy, your magic flows from you, and you try and go into his wound, it almost seems like it enters the wound rather than stopping it, and it keeps going bigger. This time spreading far further down from his jaw, and even starting to go down his neck, nearing his pectoral.
But that's new.
Mr. Minotaur doesn't seem to be in pain, though. It almost seems like he doesn't realize it.
Hey guys, I don't think that's supposed to happen when you use a spell.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. We might just have to wait. Even if... I don't know.
Yeah, it might just be something we have to wait out. Do you still want to try to get somewhere with less people though?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright. So are you going to like one of the alleys, or are you looking for anything in particular?
Just one of the alleys.
Alright. I assume you leave Mr. Minotaur down there as well.
Lead him? Yeah.
Alright. You do so. As you push him along somewhat, he does indeed walk along. Completely focused on his leftmost eye, which is the wounded one. And doesn't really seem too conscious of the outside world. If that makes sense. You're now in the alley. As you enter it, the guard to whom you spoke earlier, Daria, seems even more concerned, and moves away somewhat.
Well, I'm just gonna observe. It's Andre just feels useless. Like he's got nothing.
Yeah, Rayla's just gonna sit next to like Mr. Minotaur just to be like, yeah, she's gonna sit next to him.
Let's see. You do so. As you sit next to him, you notice that upon looking closer from your better vantage point, that the wound or the purple track that's now going down his body almost seems to open. As you look into it, it's almost like looking through a window. Through it, you see a scenery of purple and white, as those stars gleaming in the cosmos.
Guys, do you want to take a closer look at this? It's.
I think
if you can.
I think it's better if one of you guys do it. I don't know what it'd do to me if I did.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Alright. You get closer and take a look. By this point, the purple track has gone fully down his pectoral and down on his belly. It's almost split him in two, if that makes sense, near his legs. And looking through it, you do see the same scenery that Rayla did. Stars gleaming, a million of them in the night sky. It seems to be expanding, oddly enough. And when you stare at it for a good time, like trying to see as far as you can, You can almost see something at the end of it. Far too blurry to make out, but it's almost like this starry sky. This ends at some point.
This is gonna be so stupid. I'm gonna put my hand in.
I was about to ask.
It's like, I mean, you gotta test it.
Right?
Like, is it a portal or is it like a window?
As you you put your hand in it.
Yep.
Alright, as you put your hand in it, you see it disappear completely. You don't see it even in the quote unquote sky. And you feel an immense force drag you in as you're pushed into Mr. Minotaur.
Oh, not.
Raylan and Mavis, you both see Andre disappear as he almost gets sucked into the fissure. As he does, the fissure does indeed get wider and wider. And at this point, over half of Mr. Minotaur's body is just a fissure, gleaming with an immense light that shines well above the buildings.
Rayla, back up.
Okay, what?
Mr. Minotaur?
Both of you, are you all? Are you guys? I guess you're not all right, but
do we go after him?
Yeah, I think so. We can't just leave him. We can't leave either of them. So.
I feel like this might kill me. Very quickly, I would like to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Yeah, sure, go. Cast that Cure Wounds.
Thank you. Sorry if I'm gonna dive in, at least. Let's make sure I don't pass out while doing it. Okay. Oh, I rolled max. Okay, I got 13 points back.
Good.
Oh,
You gain back 13 points of health.
Yep.
As the wound, the gaping hole that pierced through your chest, begins to close down somewhat with your magical forces. And there's still definitely some wound there, but it's not a hole anymore. You can't see through it.
Yeah, it's very slowly knitting together. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Cool.
Rayla will put her hand near the purple light or the fissure, I guess.
You do so, and much like Andre, you get pulled in. As you reach your hand, there's an almost cool sensation, like a breeze of cold air just permeates you, and you get pulled in forcefully, and you see yourself traveling through the stars. Mavis, you're alone. What do you do?
I'm gonna look at the light, look at myself, look around. Alright, just don't kill me again, and I'm gonna put my hand in.
Alright. As you reach your hand into the wound, you two feel that sucking force that completely pulls you in without any chance for resistance. And you enter as well, and traveling through the purple stars. And after a few seconds, all three of you emerge. Andre, you first. As you come out, you find yourself in a rather large clearing with about 100 feet circle, composed of earth and a little bit of gravel. It's extending outwards from this are small patches of grass that turn into bushes. Further from them, are small trees that quickly grow, and you find yourself in the middle of a dense forest. All around you, you hear the sound of birds chirping, small animals rattling in the branches. And right in front of you, in the middle of the clearing, you find there's a there's a 50 feet tall, approximately, monolith. And it's actually somewhat familiar to you as an axe. On the top of it are two immense antlers, like a rack. They each sprout for dozens of feet high, and along the sharp edges of the axe, the same design as Mr. Minotaur's, you hear the endless slicing of steel being sharpened, almost like the air itself is cutting itself on the blade. A few seconds later, Mavis and Rayla, you arrive too, seemingly like you just woke up there. And you see the same scenery. What do you do?
I'm just gonna pat myself around and be like, I'm here. I'm not dead. Do we notice the monolith? Like, where are we in position to this giant creature?
In total, it's nearly 100 feet tall. You are it's towering over you. It's hard to not see it.
Okay. Well, if I'm like facing away, all I see is shadow. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Wow.
I'm gonna look behind to see that there's no way out and go, well, doing it got us here. He's gonna walk up to the monolith.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to get out, and he's gonna touch the monolith.
Honestly, I feel like when it comes to visions and things like this, you just kind of go with the flow.
I don't think this is a vision at this point. He's gonna like, pinch himself and go, yeah, that hurts.
I could feel pain in the other visions. That doesn't mean anything. Also, I don't think touching everything first is the answer.
Well, if touching has got us here. Do you see a way out? There's a giant monolith. I mean, come on.
Maybe it won't notice us. What if we're like ants to it?
It's a statue.
Is it a statue?
It doesn't seem to be breathing or anything. It's a giant axe with antlers.
Oh, axe. Okay.
From it you see, you actually all feel absolutely crushing energy. It's not unfamiliar to you. It actually even feels somewhat close. It resembles what Mavis, what you saw when you cast Detect Magic on Mr. Minotaur.
Well, it's the Minotaur's axe. I don't think he'd hurt us, at least on purpose.
I'm gonna glance at the compass thing I have on my wrist.
Oh, right now none of you have any equipment. You're all bodies composed of light.
Oh.
You just don't have your facial expressions.
But so astral projection.
Yeah. More precisely. Looking upon one another, you find that Andre's body, while comprised of pure white light, has splotches of gray smattering upon the front of his body, if you will, on his face, on his torso and all. On his back, you see there's almost like an imprint, a remain, a hand mark of green that seems almost not cold, but slowly dripping down. Looking at Mavis, you find that her body is twisted. You see there's almost endless shades of grays and blacks and void among them, just wriggling over as her body changes in hue over time, almost like an animation. For Rayla, her body, body is comprised mainly of the same incandescent light. However, there's near her heart, there's a smattering of orange that beats. It grows bigger and smaller, and bigger and smaller. Almost like a heart, but definitely unlike anything you've known a heart to be. And the entirety of her light is slightly covered in hue, to be closer to a pink than a pure white.
So what'd you do to get all like that? Gonna point to Mavis. Like, that's crazy.
I mean, it might be the whole, being dead thing.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
I don't know if you're dead or.
Well, yeah. Well, it's gray, so I guess. I don't know. I mean, what's up with the oozing green stuff on you, huh?
What? You're gonna try to look back?
Yeah, there's something a bit there.
Yeah, it's on your back, a little bit lower.
Yeah, he's like, I can't turn my head around.
I mean, really, you have a very pretty projection, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I don't know what black means.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ghosts?
Oh, so
are we actually dead?
Well, that's one way to die. Well, see, now there's no consequences. He's gonna go and touch the monolith.
What?
As you begin to approach the monolith, another figure suddenly appears, just like the rest of you did. And you recognize this figure very, very soon as Mr. Minotaur's. His body, unlike yours, is still comprised of his flesh and bones. So it almost seems drawn to the immense axe. The voice emerges. Oh, go ahead.
Nothing, background noise. Sorry, continue.
A voice emerges, seemingly from everywhere at once. Alutite, lost your power, devoured yourself. Would have been a tool, one who could achieve ambitions no one else could ever dream of. And the scenery around you begins to change. Instead of the lush forest, you find yourself in some sort of underground establishment. There's thick walls of stone that seemingly lead everywhere, almost like a labyrinth. On a few of the walls you see red markings, clearly the work of someone with intent, not blood splashes or anything. It doesn't seem to be art or anything like it. In the centermost part of it, where the axe once was, you find Mr. Minotaur sitting straight up. Only his eyes are clearly different. In it you see nothing more than the brutality of a beast. Nothing of the friend you once knew. After a few seconds, an orc emerges into the scene from one of the passageways. He sneaks onto the stairs, and he and the Minotaur begin battling. It's a fierce duel, where blades get broken and walls crushed under the weight and strength of the Minotaur. Eventually, the orc manages to get the Minotaur to his feet, but at heavy cost, as he himself is left defenseless on the ground. He manages to pick up the axe of the Minotaur and goes to chop his hand. Indeed, raised for so long to be the one who will realize the impossible. The scenery changes, and you see a woman in the same catacombs giving birth. Next to her is a man chained to a wall. He almost seems ravaged, like a beast, trying to cling to his restraints and get out of them from the thick chains that bolt him to a wall. The woman manages to give birth and immediately looks at her child. A small baby, almost featureless, just a small tuft of brown hair. After looking at it for not even a few seconds, she chomps it down, eating it in one gulp. A small act like the one you just saw, appears into the catacombs and slices her belly open. From it, a small child comes out. You can see the same tuft of brown hair, only it covers the entire body this time. The facial features have changed and have become more akin to a minotaur figure. The feet replaced by long hooves, even by the standard of average cattle. You, born from the creation, born from the crime and the scum. You had everything: power, resources, potential. I would raise you. I'm sorry, I gave you too much, too quickly. And now, you'll never see another life. The scenery changes once more, and the Minotaur child grows up. He goes to take the place of the Minotaur that would be slain later. The lights go out into catacombs, and you're back in the clearing. It was too much for you, and I won't make that mistake again. There are remains, your power, your will, for none could take them. And these traces will live on forevermore. And at this point, I'd like a volunteer from one of you guys.
I'll do it.
I think you know what I want to ask of you.
Yeah.
What happens?
There's Andre, kind of in his typical jester getup. Arms, well, his legs kind of crossed, sitting down next to the Minotaur. He's got a deck of cards in his hand that he's kind of laying out, and kind of teaching him numbers and how to count. Getting a little frustrated, but in a more of an endearing way, kind of laughing at it as it, kind of realizing how ridiculous the situation might feel, but he's happy for once in a while.
Your resilience, adaptability, savage desire to learn. They will live on through him. And Andre, you see your light body almost change somewhat, almost like one of your arms begins to drift away. For just a moment, it's completely separate from you, and it comes back. Another volunteer, please.
I guess I can go.
Go ahead.
It's a city, it's late at night, but there's like people walking around and a decent nightlife, and there's still some food stalls open, and it's Mavis and Mr. Minotaur going to one of these food stalls where they have like tarts set up, and it smells really sweet. And it's Mavis introducing Mr. Minotaur to sweets for the first time, and both of them kind of getting like childlike glee over sweets. And kind of just munching together. Before it kind of clears out, they like see like, oh, drinking contests, and like giddily kind of go towards that.
You who knew what life could truly offer, what joy could still be clung to, even under the dictatorship now find yourself in. You who knew no bounds, your hunger whom none could tame, your desires, your joy will live on through her. And maybe you find yourself elevated. After looking around for a few seconds, you realize that your head has dislodged from your body, completely floating above 1 foot above it. After a few seconds, it goes back down, and you reassemble. Yeah.
It's Layla and the Minotaur just kind of walking and talking. He's giddily showing around that pickaxe she bought him, and she has her arms crossed, and she's like pretending to look grumpy and upset about buying it, but you can see a small little smile about how excited he is about it.
You remain true to yourself, your will, your whims. Nothing will remain clouded for you. Not for long. Your willpower will live on through her. And Rayla, you find your heart bursting from your light body. You see it twirling in front of you, circling in on itself, almost like a gyro. After a few seconds, it goes back in. And Mr. Minotaur's body begins to dissipate, almost like dust picked up by wind. Need you do anything?
I'm gonna try to like reach out to it.
Sure. You near it, and you try and grab a hold of some of the ashes. Some of them do stick to your fingers, like spots of skin on your light.
Seeing as he can't really stop whatever's happening, he'll just watch.
What about Aurelia and Mavis?
Yeah, Rayla's also just standing up. Mavis and Andre, and I think Rayla will wave at Blake. Yeah, she'll just wave.
Yeah.
The ashes keep going in the wind. After about a minute, there remains nothing but what little stuck to Andre's fingers. The voice resonates once more in the skies, in the clearing. You, who knew my Alucard, who You who fed his desires, his power, his ambition, our ambition. I entrust you with the burden of his memory. Sometime in the future, we will realize the path we walked. We'll realize the dream we shared. And then, inflict yourself with the greatest wound upon knock, and you will find me. The words hang still in the air and seem to almost resonate through the forest, for each leaf as a whisper. You begin to feel yourself growing lighter and raised slightly in the sky, almost flying. Do you do anything?
Andre's just gonna hold his hand close as he's kind of waiting to see if what he's thinking is really happening.
I see. What about Mavis and Rayla?
Honestly, Mavis would probably just put her hands on her head. She's a little freaked out by that.
I was gonna like just try to stick close near like Mavis and Andre.
See. You begin raising higher and higher in the skies. As you reach around 300 feet in height, you see that beyond one of the trees that stood behind the immense axe, there is a body whose size is truly massive. The figure must have stood well over 20 meters high, 60 feet tall, when it was living. It's a burly body, completely devoid of any fur or any any skin. It's colorless, with 2 arms and 2 legs, but no head. There's a massive imprint, almost a dent that seems to go on through the entire world, as though the creature was beheaded. You keep raising, and you hear a strident light. A purple light opens above all of you and begins to shower you. As you keep lifting in the sky, you enter the portal. The cool air, you all feel it once more. All around you is a spectacle. Purple lights, pink clouds, and bright white stars, with one more now. After a few seconds of traveling in this space, your vision changes once more, and you're back in your body. All around you, you hear the noise of rain tapping on stone. You're hearing the light footsteps of people walking leisurely. And you find yourself once more in the alley, with just the 3 of you alone.
Andre's just gonna slowly just sit back and just kind of like put his head in his hands.
Oh.
It was the bot.
Mavis is kind of just gonna hug herself. What do we do now?
I guess the same as what we did before.
Yeah, keep going.
He's gonna stand back up, kind of like wipe his eyes off.
See. You do so.
Alright. Oh. Let's get our horse. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And walk out of the alleyway.
I see. Do the other two follow?
Yep.
I see. I assume you head for the barracks?
Mm.
Yeah.
Alright. You make your way over there, and you find a building that, Mavis, you've actually seen before, you alone. The one through which you initially entered, through which your guards led you.
Mm.
To the left of it is a small tower that almost overlooks the city somewhat. It's made in various means of construction, a design you're now familiar with. To the right are a few spattering of smaller buildings, with one of which having an opening to its front. In it, you see quite a few horses. They all seem to be sheltering from the rain, the indoor construction. And one of them you recognize as being Fleet Chaser, the horse you've been traveling with recently. Close to him is the cart you've been using. Guarding the building are a few spattering of guards, two of which are heavily armed and guard one of the opening that is near the Kins building. For the stables and everything else, you see a total of 3 guards with low levels of equipment, just basic leather armor and spears. They don't seem to be on the lookout or particularly alarmed as they see you approaching.
Are they like blocking the way?
No, they're stationed nearby.
Alright.
You're definitely overlooking the area, but you're not really blocking it.
Alright,
Pretty much all of them are aware of your presence at this point, but none of them seem particularly alarmed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk through then.
Yeah. You do. The guards watch you, but don't say anything. One of them seems somewhat confused. None of them say anything, however.
Do I recognize any of these guards?
One of them, one of the heavily armed ones,
Mm.
you recognize as being the one that kept watch over you during your first time in jail. well, not your first time. Your first night at jail.
Can I tell if he recognizes me?
Yeah, he most definitely does.
Okay, so they're not charmed or something. Okay.
You don't need to be. You can roll Arcana if you want.
Sure. Because they're being very nice right now when they haven't been too nice before. Or... that's not that high, but my Arcana is 8 plus 6, 12.
12. You approach the guard a bit and try and weave some magic near him to sense if there's anything affecting him right now. You don't really get an answer. You do know some magics can be deceptive and quite subtle. You don't pick up anything from him. He looks at you weirdly. Is anything the problem? You've been given the okay, right?
Yeah, just checking something. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna walk back to the group.
Uh-huh. Well, okay. Tamu said you were free to go, so if you want to just pick up your stuff, you can.
Cool, thank you. Finger guns.
Okay. You move away from him, and he seems to mutter something under his breath about weird. And you make your way back to the group.
Can we get our stuff? Once we, get the cart back, can I take can I just, lie down?
Sure.
I'm talking to them. I am...
Oh, sorry.
I'm tired. I didn't realize I could be tired.
Yeah, when we get the card back, I can handle that. But for now, you guys are both pretty beat up.
Thanks, Arella. You're the best. I'm gonna go towards the cart and try and crawl in.
Sure. You do so. You near the car, and the guard look at you weirdly as you just kind of crawl in it instead of stepping in.
Yeah.
I assume you're crawling in the backhand.
Yeah.
Okay. You you do so. The first thing you notice as you enter is there's a small package in it. A quite sizable pot. It seems to hold almost 3 or 4 gallons, and it has thick, viscous liquid in it. There's a small note attached to it, and reads, "With love."
Can I dump this?
We can just throw it out.
Wait, what's in it?
It's liquid.
It's okay, and I realize it is not cum. Hold on. That is not what it is.
I didn't think it was.
You have not been on the internet for very long, then, have you?
Mavis is gonna kind of just kneel next to it, just staring at
Mavis, what's wrong?
I don't like this. Can we get rid of this?
Looking at the liquid, can we tell what it is at all?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
I would look.
I'll Arcana. I'll dip my pinky in it.
Oh my god, touching it.
Alright. Alright, roll investigation.
Ooh, 16?
That's pretty good. What about you, Mavis?
Is this for investigation or is this an Arcana?
Well, you're not. Okay, you're the one that decides that.
I know. I'm gonna Arcana check it. I don't trust anything that I think this. If I'm right on who it's from, which I think it's I am, I don't trust it. Okay.
As you right,
22.
So what you get? 22. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you analyze it with your magic, you don't feel much magic inside of it, but it does feel like it has some sort of magical property latent that's not used. It's a bit hard to pinpoint exactly what it does, but the word that flashes into your mind as you examine it is knowledge. Rayla, as you try to investigate the body, kind of just look at the texture and the viscosity of the liquid, moving it about a bit. It feels a lot like bleach that was used fairly often in your village. It was used mainly for painting and the like, just washing items to create patterns, if that makes sense. So yeah, you're pretty confident it's some sort of bleach or bleach alternative.
I was about to drink it. I'm so glad you thought you said that.
Okay, bleach. Like you use to get out heavy duty stains bleach?
Yeah, like
Yeah, similar to
clean.
Oh, I stuck my pinky in that.
It shouldn't hurt too bad. It's just a little bit.
I'm
So
gonna
someone sent us
wipe it
bleach?
off. Yeah.
Alright, you do so.
By the way, does the with love sign have a heart anywhere near it?
It does. Looking inside the little heart, you see a fancy T. Yep.
I vote we dump this.
I'd like to try to taste it.
Suspicious.
Hold on, Andre.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Wait, what did you
Okay. How? You just kind of
Like,
pick it up and
yeah,
go?
like cut my hands, like take a bit out.
bleach?
I'd like to taste it at least. Like I wanna like am I able to even drink this?
I can't believe you're fucking doing the Tide Pod challenge.
Andre,
How-
don't drink the bleach.
Okay, how are you? Like, you just stick your pinky in it and just lick a little bit, or you just chug the entire thing? Like, how?
Fine, I'll
how do
be
you drink?
safer. I'll like like stick a finger and then just get taste from that. Fine, I won't drink it or whatever.
Okay.
So lame.
You stick your finger in it, and I'd like you to make a Constitution check.
Yeah.
A check.
Yeah, save. Sorry, not check. Save.
Oh, it's the same modifier for both. Oh wow, that's a 7.
How? Okay. Do I need
It's
to
an
use
11.
inspiration here?
I don't know. That's up to you. My con modifier isn't that great, so you probably want to save it.
This is not how I thought Andre would die.
That was a fun joke.
That's a funny joke, right?
Yeah.
Andre dies for a bunch of bleach. It's fucking
He
2015.
deserves it, you know.
So,
I agree. This
I
is a
wouldn't-
deserved that.
as you try stick your finger in the bleach and take a sippy of it, you feel the compounds just filling your throat and going down into your esophagus, and you're reminded of a particular way of science that's where you just try something and learn what happens afterwards.
Oh my god, it's early chemistry.
And you sure do learn what happens afterwards as you pass the fuck out.
He just like
Yeah,
coughs and then passes out.
You're unconscious?
Bet. Do I take any damage?
No, you do not take
Okay.
any damage. As you go unconscious, you see a light, almost like a sun or someone with a torch or a lantern. You see it far behind your eyelids. And your mouth fills somewhat with the taste of wood. Alright, back to Rayla and Mavis. You just see Andre pass the fuck out after he tries to eat some bleach.
I love the idea that this all happened like, super quickly. He just put his finger there, tasted it.
It's-
and
Yeah,
Is
like
he
while you're
breathing?
looking at it, he's just like, well. He just and then falls down.
I mean, is he breathing?
Medicine check.
No.
Oh, medicine. Oh, it's a +8. I got dirty 20.
23?
20.
Okay, 20. You, as Andre passes out and his head knocks on the wood of the cart, you go up to him and check on him. He does seem to be breathing, and you've actually seen cases of people eating bleach, and you know, yeah, and typically their symptoms like throwing up and the like almost immediately as the body tries to not die from eating bleach. You don't see any of that here. It's a bit odd. Maybe the bleach is some sort of variant?
Wait, I think we have to try and get him to throw up.
We have, oh, I don't have much experience with that. Do you know what to do?
We stick something down his throat. Wait, turn him to his side.
Bella will turn him to his side.
Can't wait to wake up to this.
This is your fault!
Okay,
Hey,
because
you could just leave the baby.
this is
did
toxic, right?
this.
We need to get this out of his, we need to get it out before it digests, so
Okay, so we do.
either we can, stick our fingers down his throat, or we can grab something. I mean, I guess I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna turn him to his side so he throws out that way and not choke on his own vomit. Alright?
Mhm.
Okay, and I mean, there's also we have to push on his stomach possibly, but this should be fine for now. Sorry, this is so gross. I hate this.
If you don't want to do it, I can do it.
Or actually, is there a stick?
Oh, you can definitely find a wooden stick on the ground somewhere.
Yeah, no, I won't do that.
Don't we still
Like in fact, looking out of the cart, you can see one immediately. It appears to be somewhat run and very much damp with the water of the rain.
Hold on. I
I
have.
still have cooking utensils, right? Don't I have a spoon or something I can use?
Oh yeah. Oh, you definitely got a spoon.
Oh wait, wouldn't those be those really big spoons?
No, you're fine. Shut
Fuck her
up,
up,
you're
boy.
unconscious.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
bring
guys
up the
are just-
spoon
you're
and
just
be like,
moving
wait,
him,
that's not
right?
this one.
I feel like this violates a Hippocratic oath, but okay.
No.
So you
Cause of
think Mavis
undue
took an oath?
harm. Also, yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm an
This is like
apothecary.
a rogue nurse.
I'm a healer.
Okay.
I'll show
Um,
some spoon.
So to be clear, Rayla, you shoved the spoon down his throat
I
and
should
Oh.
show
focus on his
the
stomach.
food first.
Okay, I mean, I have a very narrow pair of scissors.
No!
What? Oh, no,
No.
that's horrible. That's horrible.
After this, we're gonna have a good conversation with all of us. To
I'm
decide what
trying
is
to
going
figure
on.
out what we can do, because I don't think he's gonna do it. He's dying. Okay, and I'm gonna just shove my finger.
It's
Oh,
okay.
no.
Hold on. Roll deception. Roll deception.
Me?
Yeah.
What am I rolling deception for?
You just said he's dying, and you know for a fact he isn't.
I don't. Oh, I do know he's not dying.
You rolled 20 on a medicine check, and I told you that. I
Oh,
told you
I
he
thought-
was breathing
you
okay
told-
and that he didn't
Yeah,
exhibit
you
any
told
of
me he's
the...
breathing okay, and that he hadn't thrown up toxic compounds. And that's what normal patients do, is they throw it up so the toxins don't go into their body.
Uh,
Isn't that worse?
I'm built different. I'll survive.
Oh my god.
Wait, yeah, we do only deception when inside is rolled. So yeah, actually, yeah, don't roll. Yeah, just have fun. Shove that spoon down his throat. Have fun.
No, I said fingers.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's in
why?
trouble.
It just progressively gets worse.
The spoon might be too big. She's the nurse. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's
Yeah.
also made of worms.
Just throw them around.
You
Just use
obviously
them.
never did a first aid course. This wasn't covered in first aid. Clearing the airways was covered, but they didn't go into super detail on them. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make him throw up.
Okay, roll medicine. Yash, are you assisting?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have proficiency in medicine?
Do I have proficiency in medicine?
Yeah, you get proficiency. in
No, I
this.
don't. I
Oh,
don't. I
no.
don't. You didn't have anything.
Okay.
You didn't have
Mavis,
anything.
roll,
This is
Okay.
fine. This is fine.
Mavis, roll medicine with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
I'll
Mavis
step
doesn't know what she's
back.
doing.
I step back. Mavis is
She doesn't know what she's doing, but I'm the one doing it.
You're
Yeah, but
professional.
she's helping you.
I'm not
Like,
helping. I'm
if there's a
backing up.
surgeon operating on you and just some dude shows up and goes, hey, you should probably do that.
Hey, yo, bro, I got you.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yo,
You
that's
roll it with
crazy.
disadvantage, pal.
His heart's
Alright.
like moving.
Okay, with disadvantage, it's still 16.
Woo!
Dear
Okay.
God, you're rolling like a madman.
No, I have a plus. I have a plus 8 in medicine.
It's
Dear
a very good
God.
thing. I didn't roll. I have a -1.
I'm a
Alright.
healer, goddammit. Good job.
You shove your fingers down Andre's throat, wriggle him around a bit as he doesn't immediately start to throw up. And just after that, you do feel the vomit coming.
Yep, I took
Andre,
him out.
as you see the light far away, you get an odd sensation as almost like something is burning from inside of you, like not like a fire, but something much, much more wrong, something viscerally repulsive to your very existence.
Ah, that's man.
And
I guess this is what dying's like.
Mavis, you see the vomit go up and just start flowing. He throws up a little bit.
Yeah.
And Andre, you wake up with your eyes. You see Mavis very close to you, with her fingers in your throat.
Well, he's sideways, but yeah.
He's gonna like try to like jerk back in just horror. As he's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, Andre, you're okay.
Okay, we need water. Get water. Water.
Here's my water sensor. Drink some water.
Oh, it's so cold. Actually, I guess he wouldn't feel it. He was already freezing. Why?
Okay, you good?
No.
Let's take a second. Just breathe.
Why did you do that? No, you can't say calm down after that.
You were passed out.
I was onto something.
You drank bleach.
Don't drink
tasted it.
random things.
You
See, I was about to see something.
made a cup with your hands and gulped that shit.
Listen, he's gonna start going back to the box. It's like, listen, I had something.
Okay, the thing is, this is like a you described it like a paint, right?
No, it's like a viscous liquid. It's not really paint.
Yeah.
Like a paint thinner type situation.
Yeah, it's like I said to Yash. It's closer to bleach
Okay.
than paint.
What if we like put this on a fabric or a board or something instead?
We can try that out. Yeah.
You know, instead of drinking what we know to be toxic.
Hey, I'm just saying, this is the second time you've pulled me out of a vision without my
You're
consent.
welcome.
Alright, girl.
You
Hey,
are
you made it-
welcome.
You made me throw. Like, why?
Honestly,
Because it's
okay,
toxic.
And
Yeah,
it was only a
I'm
little bit.
incredibly disappointed in you. I thought
Yeah.
you knew better than that.
You drink, okay? So that's the same thing.
I don't drink random liquids I find in pots that get
Not-
randomly placed in our houses
I'm
or our
talking.
carts.
I mean, like alcohol. That's poison, right?
It has mild health, like it has mildly
Th-
affected
this is-
health.
okay,
You
so
knocked
there's-
out instantly.
Alcohol is we have the enzymes to process that. I don't know if I would know this at this point. Actually, we are able to
no.
process it We are able to.
Macrobiology does not exist
Yeah,
in D&D.
I'm
You don't
throwing
know
out
what an enzyme
enzymes.
is.
I'm throwing out the word enzymes. We have the ability to process it. That's why we don't just fall over, and pass out.
Yeah, I
You
thought
fell
you
over
were
and passed out.
You said you stopped going head first into things. What happened to that?
But I had a thing. Like, I was onto something. And this is different. I didn't think I was gonna collapse, okay?
Also, and I'm gonna show the note, it's from this fucker.
And?
We don't trust him!
Yeah!
Andre has no idea what you're talking about. Like, he has no reference for this. He wasn't
Andre.
there.
He has no idea. He doesn't even know
Andre,
the dude's name.
This man, Tomas, whatever the fuck his name is, called us like fruit that needed to ripen, or flowers that needed to bloom.
And in addition to being very creepy, he knows what's going on with us and the hours and all that. It's weird.
Isn't that a good thing, then? We have, like, something to work with?
No. He said something about us destroying a bunch of shit. Well, not destroying, but fuck, I forget the actual words. I don't know, he gave us prophecies and we're like, oh, I can't wait to let you loose into a world.
What are you, fucking dogs?
It sounded like... I'm just saying, I did not like the way he looked at Mr. Minotaur.
Great. Well, he's gonna clean up his vomit with prestidigitation. And then,
Thank you.
yeah, and
You
then
clean up the bit that's on Mavis's fingers, too?
Ew!
Yes.
Ew!
You shoved your fingers down his throat.
Yeah, you had so many things.
And Mavis is like, same shit as always.
Ugh,
Can you cast it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna nap
He's, like,
now.
rubbing
I'm gonna
his-
fall down.
Yeah, he's like rubbing his throat as he can still feel like it's like a phantom feeling of like a
Yeah.
hand in his throat. He's like, oh.
There's just a finger. Well, two
It's your
fingers.
imagination, but your throat does feel a little bit looser.
Ew! I don't like this association.
Can we go? Can we just go?
Alright, you pick up your card and you go.
Is there a horse there?
Yeah, it's right next to it. It's not tied to the card, but it is there.
I kill it. No, I'm kidding.
The spirit of
Um,
Mr. Minotaur lives on.
So dirty.
Can I try tying the horse to the cart so it's just easier?
Sure. Yeah, roll, I think you've got a land vehicle proficiency, right?
Yes.
No? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, roll animal handling and add your proficiency bonus. If you already have proficiency, you can double it.
A 22.
22. You tie the horse to the cart very easily. It seems to be very sturdy. You just put on the equipment as required. Everything's good. You got it.
Alright guys, I think we're all set. Do you guys want to leave
Yeah,
this place?
I'd like that.
Mavis is lying on the floor of the cart. She does not respond.
Her eyes open.
She's face down.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going flat like a pancake.
Yeah.
Alright. You start to get the cart moving and go for outside of the city?
Yeah.
Alright. You do so as you pass the guards and exit the unwalled city. You arrive back out in the outstretched fields of many various produces. None of the guards seem to stop you. Many of them look at you, and Andre, you see the female guard that apprehended you originally, giving you the stink eye as you go away.
Sorry about
That-
everything.
She doesn't answer. She just looks at you, me.
Yep.
And that is where we'll end the session.
Oh, okay. Actually, can I
if
do
you
one
got
thing?
something to say, you can. But
Yeah, I was gonna say once we got out of the city, Andre's gonna like try to check his arm and like pull up his sleeve to be like, there's the usual. What's usually there is the rope burn scars and a couple other things. Is there anything else?
right now, there doesn't appear to be. There doesn't appear to be right now.
All right. Yeah, then he's good.
All right.
Okay.
And that will end the session.
Whew.
What do you guys think?
I that was a